So, hi guys. Gonna try something a little different here. Narrating over a VOD. Uh, so I'm just doing some money trios with Carl and Solbear, and I'm on range roll. Just gonna talk through like what I'm thinking throughout this raid. So I start off, drop my four anglers, and uncharge the ring shadows, and that makes it so that I can bring Pot Share and Spellbook Swap and Venge, like pretty much absolutely everything, and Death Charge, and still have plenty of inventory space. And the really nice thing about range doing with the Ring of Shadows is that basically because of the range pot and the stam, the chins, throughout the raid, your inventory really does like get cleaned up, and towards the start of the raid, it's a lot more full than at the end. So, for example, after Nylo, I can drop chins. I don't really need the range pot anymore. I don't actually have to recharge the Ring of Shadows until pretty much Xarpus, and then you'll see with Xarpus, I specifically. Oh, the other thing is in this setup, I dropped Defender because you only are really hammer like you only really like absolutely need Defender if you're Swift Blading Nylo. Obviously, it's very helpful to have Defender for hammers. Like it is going to increase your odds. So here, I should have whacked that too, but luckily Solbear just absolutely chomped it. Carl over here is a god freezer, so I really have to watch whether or not he's going to catch. Pretty much, he never catches N1 first tick, so if N1 does spawn, we always hit it. And because of his setup, he actually, we pretty much always stack because he has that ancient staff, and that ancient staff makes the crabs, they're frozen for it's like 21 seconds or something, whereas without it, with Kodai, it's just 19 seconds. So here, I really thought he would catch that N2, but he didn't. So I went and scythed it. If you notice, our scythes pretty much, like if you proc the Maiden with your scythe, you pretty much can do one more scythe, and then the crab will be, the N2 will be right next to the boss as you're off cooldown. Pretty cool. That's why Soulbear and I try and really stay scything the whole time. We don't chin the stack so that we stay on tick, and then we both proc the uh, like 50s, 70s, 30s together. That way we can get a scythe on N1 and N2. So here I just picked up all my stuff. I am a little behind, but it doesn't actually matter as long as someone starts the room. I mean, I might miss an arrow here or whatever, but I actually don't end up missing it. I do think it's better to crossbow. I haven't actually DPS charted this. It doesn't really make that big a difference. It's just kind of copium. But maybe you'll get a Ruby 55, and the crossbow does have far higher accuracy because it's not really like Bloat has much magic levels for the T-bow to kick in with its effect. Most people do like Chally, Forsyth Chally here, but it doesn't really matter if you do 5-side Chally because you end up getting the Chally on the second down. And yeah, pretty much it's just guaranteed 2 down in trios. You can like do one run through BGS or 2 if you really want, but pretty much people just Chally, Forsyth Chally, and as long as you all live, it's always a 2 down. In monies, there's just absolutely no way to like smuggle in Phoenix and do some money necking and get it 1 down. It's just so rare in trios that it's not worth it. Though in fours, you definitely can, and maybe another time I'll be showing a VOD where we do a few money necks and occasionally do get that money 1 down. But as you see here, I just claw Charlie last hit. It's pretty much the same as Charlie last hit on the first down, and yeah, the boss is dead. Now going into Nylo, I do have to uncharge the Ring of Shadows, but I don't have to uncharge it to Posture. That's the beauty. So I actually can uncharge the Ring of Shadows once I'm in the Nylo. So hopefully you'll see me do that here. Yeah, pretty much the key of these raids is obviously good gameplay, but since it's money, you really do want to be quick between rooms. Okay, I just uncharge it there. Dropping 2 anglers there. I probably won't need them during the room, but it is like I would rather have those available to me than not. And but anyways, you just got to be quick picking them up. I will say I do lose time picking them up before Sot because they wait for me to start Sot, of course. So here, just my normal range rotation, bow, pipe, bow, and or maybe a blowpipe that big. But anyways, just clean up smalls. Something to note here on wave, I think it's 8 here. Carl's going west for that mage, and there's a range behind it. I don't have to worry about that range until it really gets far into the room because usually, or I have nothing else to hit. Here, if you claw scratch that melee on the first tick, you can still chin on the first tick. The other thing here with a really good major, I don't really chin east because he will bow and blowpipe it the way that melee freeze would in force. Here you want to make sure, as opposed to duo, make sure just get your range splits because occasionally you could get like that mage there, but and I do end up getting it. But especially the wave 13, usually the mage is far enough ahead. And yeah, that's about when you want to send your big. You want to send it so that the smalls spawn after wave 17, and they did right there. So here I'm just sending bigs because the room is pretty clean. You can send a few bigs. I decided to then switch to smalls after killing that aggro, and then now 20 is going to guarantee to spawn, and I go for all my bigs now. T-bow that. If you T-bow that, you can get nice little Sang blowpipe or 3 blowpipes if there's enough ranges in the room before the chin, and then you first take chin. Here I knew I could get a blowpipe, but there's nothing to blowpipe, so I just T-bow that. Again, I could get a blowpipe, so I go for this ranger and then T-bow that south. Then if you T-bow that south for a tick, you get the nice little flickers. I do a little bit of unconventional, usually just go into T-bowing that west, but instead I get a blowpipe first and then T-bow it, but it works out. It is a little annoying for your major because he has less time to know whether or not it's going to turn to mage, because if you don't kill it with your T-bow, it's flickers mage, and usually on the mage rotation, make sure you get these flickers too, chin that, and yeah, it's pretty much just click green as long as you're in cycle. You do a little bit of chin these flickers. I knew I was on that tick because I had chinned earlier and I was like off tick, but anyways, so I think I might actually run out of chins here. It's kind of tragic. There's a lot of, I think I misclicked that like 3 times. That's tragic. But anyways, we get the job done with the 302. I think there's a melee sitting there that I didn't even notice. Now's about the time actually. So I spellbook swap. I think I actually forgot to pot share. So I'm supposed to pot share the range pot again. I think I end up pot sharing it mid boss, but yeah, that's bad. So here I have the ZCB right, the ranger, the major. You pretty much always BGSs because he doesn't bring ZCB, and then the melee and the range, they just save their spec for ZCB. So pretty much never. Okay, so I go to Venge because I see my Venge timer is about to run out, and there we go. Just killing Nylo bosses. It's not that big a deal, but pretty much you pre-switch, then you pre-switch to what you want to go to, and then I'm low HP there, so I ran under so that he couldn't kill me, and then melee, you only max is 0, so if you're praying right there, I went for the challenge because it was about to tick over. I think if I had waited a tick, I don't know. So here I'm actually getting chance and die. I should have tick A with the T, and now since I died, it's going to take a while for me to pick up my junk, so that's not ideal, but it's fun. We keep going. It's a money raid. You don't worry too much about it. But then, yeah, I see. So I didn't really need to. Usually I do pick up that stem. Oh, I do pick it up here. The reason I like to pick up that stem is, yeah, sure, I have enough points to get a 4-dose after Sotetseg, but if I pick up the 2-dose here, I just don't even have to worry about buying it. And that way, you only really do need the 2-dose for Verzik because you're just pot sharing on webs. Then I have to uncharge the ring here again. As you can see, I'm a little worried about that, and I got to get my T-bow on. So here, now I have a kind of big issue. I can't actually uncharge the ring if there's any projectile flying at me. So luckily so they both missed. So I am 2-3. They both missed, so I decided to hammer and put my light bear on. Unfortunately, they, yeah. So I wasn't able to get my thrall up till later because I had to. because I had to uncharge the ring, and you can't uncharge the ring if there's basically if there's projectiles flying at you. It's not if you're in combat. It's like yeah, it's kind of weird. But if there's projectiles flying at you, or he's like about to melee you, so yeah, that was questionable pathing on my part. Did not follow the maze probably. Again, you don't really need hammer. It does increase the accuracy, of course, but it's not like game changer. You can still hit a lot of hammers without the defend. I mean, don't need defender is what I meant to say. On Sotetseg, if you have a torture, it's actually always best to wear the Bellator, and but you'd want to wear the altar for hammer specs because hammer specs on crush and Bellator only gives slash accuracy. It would be really cool, honestly, if they had made Bellator like best accuracy for every style, or at least, I mean, maybe they're waiting that to do that with other rings, but it'd be nice to see some rings like Bellator for Crush because Bellator is kind of a niche mechanic, right? I mean, for best in slot gear, the fact that it gives 6 strength and 25 accuracy, that's not really been in any ring before, except for like to smaller extents. What is it? The ring from Hydra, whatever. It gave a little bit of accuracy. See, there I went for the Venge because the boss was about to die, and yeah, sure, it might not be money, but we're also trying to go as fast as possible. I don't really care that much about money. It is about having fun at the end of the day. So I went for the Venge there. Here, as you can see, like I have an empty inventory. I did forget that this is a lot of trolling, but I have an empty inventory. I think I even forget to drop the range pot, but I usually do get 2 restores and 3 brews, and that's really just plenty of food. And I usually end up getting like 2 more sharks as well. But you can see here I could have dropped the tea and the range pot. Here, I usually try to run to the back and instantly drop 3 brews because I do have to, again, uncharge the ring. And then I'll usually try and recharge the ring like during Screech. And then just all I have to do is pick up those and I'm through the door. And it really does not take that much longer. There, I was going to spellbook swap, but then I realized the Exhume is about to expire. You can spellbook swap on Exhume pretty simply, just like that. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much Exhumes. You do want in trios, you do want to spread out as much as possible. Like that's Souls pretty clearly, and then I should be shifting over west. I do there, but as a little wait. But there, that's another reason a lot of people do drop their supplies like under where Xarpus will be, because actually no Exhumes can spawn like where that brew is south of me, because yeah, Exhumes only really spawn where acid can be thrown, and so if you drop your supplies under Xarpus, then you'll never like by mistake pick them up as you're running around. Here, pretty much, if you hit 3 hammers, the procedure is one person is going to save in case those 2 BGSs do 0, and then they'll have claws. But if the BGS don't 0 it, then that person's saving after one side. He'll see that it's not 0, and he'll end up sending his BGS. Most of the time, you do get 0 defense in trios, but it usually does take all your specs, which is a little unfortunate. There are some little tricks you can do if you do end up being able to save 50%. You can like sneak in a ZCB if you're doing it properly, but I didn't try and do that or anything. I did bring a light bear, so it's not that hard. Just wear the light bear for 1 cycle, or if you bring God Book, you don't even need the light bear. You can actually God Book. Well, it's kind of weird with God Book and light bear. You can. So here I go for. So I feel like he's gonna screech at a weird tick, and I guess he kind of did. I don't know how they switched it. I think I ended up I did a blowpipe and then a 3-tick blowpipe, so that wasn't ideal. But here we go for the second throw. If I had Grandmasters done, I wouldn't need that second throw, of course. So it's a little unfortunate, but CBA doing gems. I do the same thing I did in Nylo here, where I just should have waited 1 tick and gotten the Chally off, but bad RNG, I guess, in it. So here here we go, picking up my supplies. As you can see, I'm through the gate. And then with a good team, the other thing you can do is drink the divine there and drop the vial and pick up the staff. I had an inventory because I had the range pot. But yeah, pretty much every single trio. Verzik is going to be under 5 minutes or under 4:30 even if you're not trolling. Uh, I think this one ends up actually pretty fast. So I want to drop my supplies over there because if you put them right next to pillar, that's actually the perfect spot for the like spellbook swap step back, as you'll see later. So I do a scythe and staff, of course, and 2 more scythes. Go for the Sang pre-fire. So here, as I pick up staff, because I have the light bear on, I can actually just double Sang and then stand in there for a bunch of size. Again, I have 3 brews, so I'm really chilling on supplies. Yeah, I don't have 3 brews in my inventory right now, but they're just back there. Like I have 3 brews and an angler, so I can get an extra scythe here. And then now my scythe lines up with theirs, and then you run back and eat the angler, which is 3 ticks. And it works out that you exactly lose 3 ticks by running back like that. And there we go. We kill it pretty quickly. Big helps to my light bear and getting those extra sights in. Here you go for the spell swap, death charge. I think he ends up killing the purple. Obviously, I got a little messed up there. So it's not ideal to death charge there actually, but it works out. I think I end up spellbook swapping mid P2 here, so I'm never down on Thrall. See it turn my walk on, getting ready to spellbook swap. So the way you spellbook swap here is you red click and then you spellbook once you've moved a tile, and then that's 6 tick action that I just took. But since it was on my wait cycle scythe, I actually didn't drop any ticks because you're doing 15 out of 16 with the scythe on P2. So you have to take a 6 tick scythe at one point. Anyways, so I guess I had forgot to put on Bellator that whole time, so that was really bad DPS. But we're actually chunking it here. We're actually absolutely nuking it. So 52-second P1 and 1 minute through reds is pretty quick. And I'm actually on pace for in our clan. We have this thing. So there, I could have actually gotten bounced. That was monkus. But in our clan, we have this thing where you have to be with clanmates to get certain time for the clan's diaries. And though my PB is faster than what we're going to get, we'll get basically my best PB with best time that I've gotten with clanmates. And as you can see here, use the claws for the skip. Ideally, you have, I think I did death charge that red, so I don't actually need to light bear at all with the death charge, and you pretty much both get claws. And then the major doesn't really get claws, but I think they end up getting claws on P3 or something. But with 2 claws, you pretty much always. So here I claw fix because I want to be same tick as everyone in the club because I misclicked and scythed. Tickle 8, but a soul bearer does something really cool here. Pretty much there's a method if you dance right. I also saw him getting pretty low, so I wanted to heal him. If you dance right, you can pretty much tank and then on a good team again, you pretty much just have to make it to webs and you'll live. Sometimes, you do have to brew down a little bit. Carl, I guess, lost a tick somehow. Sometimes you do, so there I forget the potshare and the stem. Sometimes you have to brew down a few hits. Obviously, you want to brew super combat, but I use up all my super combat. But now you just watch your health, and so there I put the altar on because I clawed. And yeah, you watch your health as she throws the projectile. Like here, I'm not gonna get chance, but I eat as it hits me because I want to try and get the hit off before I brew down. But I don't think I did. But and then we kill it right as yellow spawns. Pretty free time though. I get a lot of yellow skips with sites. I'd say it's 70% or something. And yeah, because the way my recorder works, when I close my sidebar, it does that, which is pretty annoying. But that's the raid for you. Thanks for watching, guys, and hope you have a great day. Please, like, subscribe, and comment. Bye.